Hi everyone, I'm Krista and welcome to my video on how to choose crystals and gemstones. So I do get this question quite a lot from my crystal students and clients that I do healing sessions for, of how do I choose a gemstone that's right for me, or a crystal that's right for me. So I'll give you a few ideas to work with. Now you might want to get a crystal or gemstone that is a certain variety. So for instance, you might be attracted to rose quartz or amethyst or malachite or agate. So if there's a certain gemstone that you are attracted to, then I'll tell you a little bit about how to pick that gemstone. So let's say you want to look for rose quartz and you're just drawn to it and you feel that it's a stone for you. You could go into a crystal store, and before you actually walk into the store, it's a powerful idea to consider setting an intention before you actually go into the crystal store. So you could set an intention, something similar like this. You can say, thank you rose quartz for coming to me, the best stone that wants to work with me at this time. So you can say that out loud to yourself outside of the store, or you could say it silently in your mind, and then walk into the store and then go look at the pieces of rose quartz that are there. This also works the same online if you're looking at an online crystal shop. So go and look at all of the crystals, the rose quartz specimens that they have, and maybe they have a tray of them, so you can look at them, engage your five senses, really look at them, sense them, feel them, pick them up, touch them if you can. And just like how we have our five senses, that we're always sensing the world through our five senses, we have our physical senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell, but we also have our subtle senses, also known as our intuitive senses. So sense and feel what stone might be the best for you. Engage your intuition in that way. As you're looking at the stones, you might find that one is calling out to you a little bit more. Maybe one of those pieces of rose quartz looks brighter or more sparkly than the other one that is in the tray. You might pick up the stone and hold it. So for instance, if I held a stone in my hand here and I could say to the stone, just silently in my mind, I could say, are you the right stone for me? Do you want to work with me at this time? You might feel the stone warm up in your hand. You might feel a tingling sensation or a vibration coming from the stone, or you might get the answer of just an inner knowing, like, yes, this stone feels really good to me. So those are all ways that can let you know that the stone is the right one for you. If you pick up the stone and ask that question and don't feel much from the stone, then chances are maybe that stone is not the right one, so you can put it down, pick up another one. So that's one way that you can know. Or if you are looking online at crystals and you see a photo of, different crystals, and you can look at those photos and just see, which one is really grabbing your attention, and that can be the stone that is most beneficial to you. So these are some ideas. Now I'm going to tell you a little story of, and this happens to me quite often, of going shopping for crystals. When I go down to my local crystal shop, sometimes I go with a certain stone in mind. Sometimes I don't even know what stone I want to get. I just go to the shop and sort of see what jumps out at me. So even if I don't know what stone I'm going to get, like, a certain type of stone like rose quartz, amethyst, etc. Or sometimes I want to get a stone for a certain purpose, like maybe I want it to heal my heart, or maybe I want it to give me energy, or maybe I want a stone for grounding. I can always set that intention, before I go into the store. Thank you so much to the crystals and stones for showing me which one I need for grounding, for instance. Or if I don't know what I want, but I'm just going to go into the store and just see what's there, I could say, thank you so much to the crystals and the gemstones for showing me which one wants to work with me at this time. And then you can go into the shop and see which ones jump out at you, or speak to you, or call to you. Now, I went to a crystal store and I wanted some stones, and I knew which ones I wanted, so I was getting those stones. And then I remember seeing this beautiful piece of, it was malachite. And this beautiful piece of green malachite was so bright and vibrant. Every time I kept looking at it, it kept getting my attention. So I kept looking at it and looking at it. I picked it up and I held it, and it was really beautiful. But I kept putting it down, and I thought, okay, I'm not sure if I want to get this malachite right now because I had all these other stones I needed to get. So I actually left the store and I didn't get the malachite. Then I went home and I kept thinking about this malachite, this particular piece, and they had many pieces in the store, but it was this one piece I really fell in love with. I kept thinking about it. Then I started to dream about the malachite. I had 3 different dreams on 3 different nights of the malachite stone. Just, it would show up in my dreams and I would see it really vibrant and shimmering with healing energy. I even had a dream that I was wearing a piece of malachite jewelry, and I actually had a dream of the actual stone itself that I saw in the store. And I thought, okay, this is really interesting. But I was really busy and I was having some longer work days that I couldn't get down to the store before closing time. So a month went by, and for a month I kept thinking about the stone, dreaming about it. It kept getting my attention. And I kind of call this, when this happens, I kind of term this that the stone is calling out to you. It's calling out to you and beckoning to you to work with it. So I was having the call of malachite. It kept calling me, you know, come to the store, come see me, you know, come work with me. So finally, a month later, I was able to get to the store before closing time. And as I was going to the store, I thought, well, I wonder if the stone is still going to be there. And when I went to the store, you know, to my surprise, and maybe not to my surprise, it was still there, the same stone. So I picked it up, and when I held it in my hand, I asked it, you know, malachite, would you like to work with me at this time? And instantly I just felt this beautiful, loving feeling coming from the stone, and I felt very soothed and comforted in that moment. And the stone became warm in my hand, and I just knew that it was right. So then I bought the stone and took it home and started working with it. So those are some beautiful ways that you know that gemstones are the ones for you, the right one for you, that you want to work with, that they also want to work with you. So just remember, we might think that we choose the gemstones and the crystals, but the gemstones and the crystals also choose us to work with. So I hope this has given you some insight on how to choose crystals and gemstones. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Christa Lynn, crystal healing therapist, as well as healer of crystal sessions and teacher of crystal classes. If you would like more information on crystals and gemstones, then please visit my website at christalynn.ca, or you can also like my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings to you, and namaste.